Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to learn how to do what's called the herringbone double crochet today, and I did a sample piece, and this sample piece also includes a row of single crochet in between the herringbone double crochet rows. And the reason I did that is I wanted to give you the option and show you what it looked like to have the single crochet row in between, and then the one that we will do together will not have the single crochet row in between. So the herringbone double crochet, you can do it in a single crochet as well, but you see that working a regular double crochet gives you a little bit of a gap in between your stitches because it is a taller stitch. But working the herringbone part of that stitch gives you more of a closed look, as you see that the gaps here have pretty much disappeared for the most part, whereas if you work the double crochet by itself you have more of an open stitch. So we're going to learn how to do what's called the herringbone double crochet. So what I did is I just worked in multiples of 2, so I've got 16 here. So if you were to work it like I did here, I started off with a row of single crochet, but we're not going to do the single crochet row. We're just going to start off working with a we're going to start off working your herringbone double crochets right in a row. So we're going to start off in your 4th chain from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now working your herringbone double crochet, you're going to yarn over first, and you want to go into that 4th chain from your hook. Alright, and so then you'll grab your yarn and pull that through. Okay, and now what you want to do is just pull that through also that first loop on your hook, and that will leave you 2 loops on your hook. Now you'll yarn over, pull through that one or that first loop on your hook, and that'll leave you again with 2 loops. Okay, and now you'll yarn over again and pull through those last 2 loops on your hook, and that's going to give you your first herringbone double crochet. So you'll do that again. So what you'll do is yarn over, go into that next stitch, grab your yarn and pull that up and pull it straight through that first loop on your hook. That leaves you with 2 loops. Okay, so yarn over, pull through 1 loop only, and then yarn over again, pull through your last 2 loops. And then you're just going to repeat that. So I'm going to do that just a little quicker this time. So I'm going to yarn over, go through my next stitch, pull my yarn through the hook or through the stitch and through the first loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so you will just do that across. Yarn over, go through your stitch, pull your yarn through, and then through the first loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is pretty much how you work this stitch. Just once you get into the rhythm, it's very, very simple to do. You just have to remember, basically the hardest part to remember is that first initial pull through. You'll yarn over and go into that stitch, pull through, and then keep pulling through that first loop. Then you'll yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So as long as you can remember to keep pulling through and then through, the rest of that's pretty simple. And then you'll work that across your row. And again, you see that it's working a pretty closed up stitch there. It's rather tight. So it's not giving you a whole lot of space in between there like working a regular double crochet would. So if you like the height of your double crochet, but you don't like the gappiness of it, this is a good alternative. Okay, so let's get that last one in. Okay, so again, like I said, with this piece, at this point, now I would turn and normally chain up 1 and work a single crochet row if you wanted to add a little bit of a contrasting row or just, you know, an alternative row. So basically, the reason also that I did that is because when you turn this piece, you're now working on the back side. So if you want to keep all of your stitches, and this is the cool part about this stitch too, if you want to keep all of your herringbone double crochet rows right side to right side, then you will need to do like a single crochet row or even a slip stitch row. Okay, and then that way, say I did a single crochet row, then I got ready to turn, you'd be back on the front row, and your next row of herringbone double crochet would coincide with this row. So all of those stitches would be on the same side, like this. Otherwise, if you wanted to do the opposite, and you wanted this row and the next half, or I keep wanting to say half double crochet, but your next herringbone double crochet row, you didn't care, and maybe you wanted it to be opposite, like you wanted, this is the front row, which the right side is facing you, and you wanted the next row to be not facing right, then you don't have to add that single crochet row. So let's do, for example, chain up 4, or let's chain up 3, and now go right into the next stitch and work your herringbone double crochet. Okay, so pull through and just work the stitch just like we've been doing, and you'll see what I mean once we get a few of these stitches in, because you'll see that you'll have the first row. Now that we've turned, you've got the wrong side facing, and now that we're working, that we flipped it, we're working the right side with this row. And like I said, if you wanted these two rows here to be the same, facing each other and working the correct way towards each other, then you would have to work a single crochet row or a slip stitch row in between and have them facing the right way together. So, but I actually don't mind the opposite ways because it gives it a little bit of personality. And I'm just one of those artists that I think the more different the pattern, the better it looks. So everything to me doesn't have to be in uniform. I just think it gives extra personality to the pattern. Everything doesn't have to be precise all the time. Okay, so let's go into that last one. Okay, so if you see what I mean, you've got a backwards row, which is the wrong side, and then you've got the right side row. Okay, so now if you turn again and chain up 3, now you're going to be working another wrong side row. So this row that we're fixing to do is going to look like the bottom row. So you start working your stitches again. And you see that every other row is going to be opposite each other, working it like this. And that's why I did the sample piece down here, is to show you the difference what it was going to look like. But the stitch itself is pretty simple to do. But I also wanted to show you the difference if you added a row in between, the difference in the actual pattern. Okay, so let's finish up this row, and then I'll let you see the difference. And once you get in the routine of this, it goes fairly quickly. Okay, so you see the difference in the two as far as the height goes, because I've got 2 extra rows here because of the single crochet. And now you also see the texture difference, because you see these are actually slanted differently, and these are pretty much going the same way. So that's going to be the difference. It's the same exact stitch. The only difference here is there are a single crochet row separating your herringbone double crochet row in this one, and here it's just a solid herringbone double crochet row after row. And that's all there is to it. So you can see the difference if you use this stitch in 2 different pattern forms. It's very, very simple to change up something just in the matter of adding one simple row or taking it away. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time, happy hooking!